Hello everybody. We're continuing our Western Australia author feature series, Meet the Author WA. Now we need to apologise for the noise. I'm chatting with Rachael Johns. Now I know many of you know Rachael. She's written many books and she'll let us know how many shortly. Hi Rachael.
Hi Cheryl, thanks for having me on Better Reading.
That's a pleasure. We're in a hotel called the Young George, Fremantle, Western Australia, and we're actually downstairs in the basement, but we think it could also be a dungeon.
It's fabulous. I feel like I'm in a cave.
I know, there's a bit of an echo. So Rachael Johns, show me your new book.
This is my new book, The Art of Keeping Secrets.
Yes, Rachel's here to talk about the art of keeping secrets. If you would like to make any comments or ask Rachael any questions, we'll take them live. Now, tell me about the art of keeping secrets, Rachael.
Well, the art of keeping secrets is about three adult friends in their 40s. They met when their children started high school. They think they're the best of friends now. Their boys are all finishing high school, and so it's sort of like a crossroads in all of their lives. They think they have no secrets from each other, and when the book starts, the secrets sort of start unravelling, and it's a celebration of friendship, but it's also about the secrets we keep from those people closest to us, and sometimes even the secrets we don't admit to ourselves.
Wow. And there's lots of ups and downs in terms of friendships, isn't there?
Yes.
So we're chatting with Rachael Johns. She's the author of The Art of Keeping Secrets. It's her book that's out now and available at bookstores, or you can pick it up at your local library, borrow it from there. Now, Rachael, you've been writing a long time, and I have noticed in your career that you've changed writing styles, or you jump from one to the other.
Yep.
And not meaning that in a negative way, that you like to write many genres. Tell me about the genres that you write.
Well, I suppose I got my start in rural romance. I was lucky it was a time when rural romance was really booming, and so the majority of my books have been in that country setting, a romance at the heart of the story. But I've always loved reading what I guess we call women's fiction, like Monica McInerney, Leanne Moriarty, those type of books. And so I think it was a natural progression. An idea came to me that I thought was a rural romance to start with, but it kind of developed into being more about the relationships between friends and family rather than a relationship between lovers, which I guess my rural romances are about two people in the essence, and the women's fictions are more about family relationships, friends, the relationships we have with everyone around us.
And they're less of a rural setting, I imagine.
Yeah, my first one has a little bit of a rural setting, although it's also got, it's also set a little bit in London, a little bit in Baltimore, and it's got Melbourne and stuff. This one is completely, it's my least rural book probably, yeah.
Okay, so we're chatting with Rachael Johns, if you've just joined us. I'm Cheryl Arkle, this is Better Reading. We are talking live, and I mean live with Rachael. We've just had a comment, love this book, my favourite of Rachael. That's Renee.
Thank you.
Thanks Renee, I think she really appreciates it. If anybody would like to make a comment or ask a question, please do. Now tell me, what number book are we up to?
Well, okay, so I have written print books, novel length, and my 10th one of them comes out next May.
So this is your 9th?
This is the 9th, so rural romance next year. I've also written 10 digital-only stories, so 20 next year.
Well, Jean says this sounds exciting. So tell me, is there a difference between writing for print and writing for ebooks? And why do you separate the formats?
Not really, and I know most of the readers wish that everything was in print, and I would love that as well. It's more the length of things, so most of my digital stories are shorter than novellas. The shortest one is only 10,000 words, where this book is 130,000, so it's more a sort of a printing thing. They don't print short, books. But I also like mixing up the writing muscles. I think when you write a shorter story, it's a different thing to jam-pack, everything into a shorter word count. So I like sort of mixing up what I do, giving myself a break between longer books. So that's why I've sort of done it. Yeah.
How many books do you write a year? How many books do you publish a year?
The last few years it's been 2 print books a year, and then I've usually done at least 1 novella in that time. So yeah, on average about 2.
Now I know you know Victoria Perman.
I
She
do,
says
love
waving
her.
from Adelaide, Rachael. And we've got Janetta on my to-read list.
Oh, good, thank you.
I've read all of Leanne Moriarty's books. Would you say?
Yes, so have I.
Would you say this book would appeal to those of the Moriarty writing style? That's a great question.
I would love to say yes. I mean, I'm a fangirl of Leanne Moriarty, and so there's no way I would ever say my books are on her level.
But they're similar genre.
I do think they are the similar genre. Yeah.
Yeah. So, have loved all of Rachel's books. This is Sue.
Thank you.
Looking very much forward to reading this one. Now tell me, so how many books all up? So you've got 9, you've got your 10th one coming out, you're doing 2 a year.
Yep, about that.
And I know that, are you writing, I know you're a mum of 3 boys, are you writing full-time or part-time?
I'm full-time now. We had a small supermarket in this country up until a year ago, and so I was then sort of juggling a business, work and the kids. But now I'm lucky enough that I do this full-time. Yep.
Yeah. And have you got any advice for aspiring writers?
To keep at it. It took me 15 years, so I'm bad at maths. And honestly, I'm a member of Romance Writers of Australia as well, and so I would recommend joining a really good organisation that can give you support in terms of craft, in terms of the business, in terms of friendship. But it was through there that I finally started learning enough to work out how to write books. But what I was actually going to say is that I've lost completely what I was going to say.
Oh, that's all right.
It takes time. So I met people, I've been a member of Romance Writers of Australia for 10 years. Pretty much all the people that I met when I first joined who were unpublished, they are now published. So if you put the hard yards in and you keep at it, you work out exactly what type of book you want to write as well. I think that's important. And also read widely and just totally live the reading experience.
Well, do you know, since I've been in Western Australia this trip and I've spoken to many writers, that's a common thread. Read a lot.
Definitely.
Connect with other writers. Be tenacious and keep going.
Yes, I think you've just got to not give up.
Yeah, you've got to not give up. What I have also noticed about the writers that I've met here in Western Australia, in Perth and Fremantle, is there's a real camaraderie and support amongst all the writers.
Yeah, we've got quite a few writers over in WA.
You do?
And I do think, you've got to find a community, whether that's a community in your city or state or an online community, because we are an interesting species, writers. I think we're a little bit different. We've got characters, talking to us in our heads all the time, and it's great, to be able to find other like-minded people that can support you through the hard times.
And you all seem to be champions of each other. Everybody tells me something lovely about another writer.
Yeah.
I think that's so lovely and generous.
Well, I think I heard a writer once say, she came over from the USA, and she said, you can never hurt your own career by helping another author. We all read, most readers read more than, 1 book a year, so if you only write 1 book a year, they're going to not just read you, so it's good to be able to spread the love, I suppose.
Yeah, you've been tremendously supportive and I think nurturing and acted as a mentor to many writers, and I know you're a bit shy about that, but I have heard lots of stories here since I've been here about you. Now, Jean has just bought it online, so there we go.
Jean, I hope you love it. Happy reading.
Will you eventually only write life-lit or continue with rural romance as well?
I love writing
That's
romance
from Sue.
too. It really depends, I guess, on a lot of things, on publishers, on how much I output, on ideas, on what the readers want. So at the moment, yes, I'll be alternating probably 1 rural romance and 1 what I'm calling life-lit book a year.
Okay, Rachel, show us your book one more time. This is Rachael Johns' new book, and it's called The Art of Keeping Secrets. If you love Leanne Moriarty, you'll love Rachael Johns.
Hope so.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Cheryl, and thank you to everyone at Better Reading. Have a great weekend.